Hello everyone. The current time is 18:02 or 6:02 p.m. The current day is August 20th, 2018. For me, the day is ended. It is now I'm back home. My work has ended. I work on what I have here, and then I reflect on what I have done today, so I may do better tomorrow. I invite you all now to reflect with me. See how I reflect, hear how I reflect. And if you have any reflections of your own to give or any ideas, let me know. So, what I traditionally do when I do a reflection of my day is I grab something of either my runes, my talisman of divination, my tarot cards, something to draw from, to give me an idea, something to see the world through, to see my day through the eyes of. Today I will be using the runes. I'll be calling upon the spirit of the runes, the spirit of guidance, on my palm, so that as I reach down and draw a rune, I find one to pick from. I have one that's correct. But it is 30 odds. I'm actually concerned about it. Sorry, I was worried thinking, oh no, please tell me my quartz runes haven't cracked. Which, I mean, I've had these for a few years now, so I'd be really impressed if they haven't. But no, that's not what happened. Instead, all that's happened is I've drawn the rune Thurios. Known for, of course... Sorry, I'm just verifying. Yep. The Gateway, Thor, the Giants. It has a lot of symbolism to it. If I may, I'm going to grab it from my book. From my little book I hold, I'm going to read a bit of what the books in my book has on the rune. Thurios. A gateway for its symbol, this rune indicates that there is work to be done both inside and outside of the self. The gateway is a frontier between the heavens and the mundane. Thurios is a rune of non-action. Thus, the gateway is not to be approached and passed through without contemplation. Okay? Perfectly for today, sorry, this is me at my own bed. Part of the exercise with the rune reflects about visualizing yourself standing before a gateway on a hilltop. And when I had drawn the rune, I did draw it, not reverse, but right side up. So I am looking at it as a gateway. So I'm sitting here, visualizing my day before me in the way that it was described. Visualizing a gate that I am to pass through to continue, a gate of non-action, which fits very well for what ultimately was my day. I woke up this morning, saw my computer had crashed from my EMF detector, which is currently inactive. Due to some work on it, some issues, I have found that it was not working completely at all. It was actually picking up the CPU and the RAM and all voltage shifts, even on an Ethernet cord, from my desktop computer and trying to read that as extra input onto the data, causing so many spikes to load up and it to download and record all these spikes. It actually crashed. It actually crashed my computer. So this morning I woke up to that before I actually even got to work on my recording for the vlog for the morning, my morning prayer. That was my morning. I went to work, had problems breathing going to work because where I live currently, there's a huge amount of smoke from the fires of Canada and California. Those wildfires. That smoke is covering over this area, making it hard for me to breathe, giving me a migraine, making me very dizzy, which is unfortunate, very unfortunate actually. But that is also part of life. And there is not, there is no fighting that. There is no fighting a computer crashing outside, just learning what caused it and moving past it. There is no fix or fighting the smoke that is engulfing the area. There's only to keep going and think about how to ensure you do not get sick or pass out. How that reflects into the rest of my day was, my business is an IT business. That is where I work, that is who I work for. I am the head tech of said business. See you later, cat. I got to the main office, our network was down. So I worked on it. But I found ultimately the solution was to sit back and let it recalibrate to its antenna, which the antenna pulled to the tower. That the answer was just sitting and waiting, not trying to make sure it was connected, not trying to test it. It was just a simple exercise of non-action, of standing still. Which fits perfectly to what this rune says. I had a business call, or a business issue. I went to the business. I can't give the details out, but their computer was not booting up correctly. It was a Windows 10 based issue. I found ultimately the solution was log in as myself and restart the computer and have it do the updates it needed to do to fix the registry. So by sitting there and waiting as it updated through the non-action of just sitting there and letting it do its own thing, it fixed itself and that client was able to get their work done. Later I had another business with the same issue. I had to let it sit there and reconnect on its own. It was having issues connecting to another computer on their server computer that had the printer connected to it through USB. And the solution was just to sit there and make sure it was connected and let it reconnect and get all the configuration credentials set up on its own. Had a third business and it was the same issue. Just sit back, let the file download, see that it did not download properly, and then see how to make it work. And that was ultimately my day of work. It was a day of non-action, of do a step or two, but then trusting and letting the computer or machine act on its own and continue. So what does that mean for me? Does that mean that I follow my day to what the rune says, or that the rune says says the lesson of what my day was? In a way, both. My day was a day of action yet non-action, of passing through after waiting and thinking. A day of action, but a day of wait, of patience. And I feel like that day fit perfectly, or that rune fits perfectly for today. To look my eye, or look upon the day through the rune's eye, I see that that was my day. And if I may stand for a second to grab my opinion, or I did my rune reading on Sunday. Sunday, of course, I did my rune reading, which once again mentioned, standing in wait, and mentioned that what my progression would be, and if I were to follow all these parts, my situation in life would evolve. That I would have to be patient and to keep on going no matter the obstacles. Perhaps that was the obstacle for today. Today's obstacle was an obstacle of non-action, of knowing when to stop, stand back, and relax, to let it act on its own. Perhaps that was today's obstacle, and I kept going. I challenged the obstacle, I followed how I was supposed to, and I was able to overcome it. So now the question will be, what will tomorrow's obstacle hold? What will I have to battle tomorrow as I continue this journey for myself? And that is a question, I propose to you, my audience. Those in the comments. I welcome you now to the comments to speak and discuss what you believe my day could have had. What do you think I could have done differently in my day? What do you think my day could mean in your eyes? And as we are discussing that, I will find myself preparing for my discussion later this evening. So, until then, my friends, Let us stand together, let us walk together, let us rest together, for the day is done. All of us are weary in our own ways, so let us all rest and work together to alleviate each other's pain and exhaustion. I wish all of you a nice afternoon and evening, and shall see you tonight.